What's going on, everybody? Proud to announce the Spotlight Sports Network are partnered with SeatGeek. Save $20 off your first order for live events, concerts, and sporting events, and more. All you have to do is just insert the promo code Spotlight Sports Network to save today. Again, that's Spotlight Sports Network and save $20. Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? It is me. It's Key. We're back. We're in the building with another Coffee and Sports morning show. And I got my guys up here. We all know we got Coach Dante. He's always here in the building. What's going on, Coach?
I'm ready. Let's get going. Ready to talk some sports. How everybody doing this morning?
And we got your local headache. We got Freddie. He's up here today. Freddie, how you feeling this morning?
I'm doing wonderful. As long as this one individual don't come on the show this morning, because I don't want to bring him to smoke, because I really don't. But if he comes on here, just know he's gonna get it.
All right, we got Brett going. What's going on, Brett? Did Brett freeze out again? Did he freeze? I think he froze. We got Chase from the CR Media. What's going on, Chase?
No, how y'all doing this morning? Appreciate y'all having me on for Coffee and Sports. I got my coffee. This is what my coffee looks like. It's about my second or third glass. Yep. It's the morning time, so I dope up on caffeine. Catch me at the nighttime, and I'll be drinking ice cold beverages. So yeah, you got it this morning. You wanted it, you got it. So let's go.
Oh man, but let's get right into it here as soon as I can get up my list because I got 99 people want to talk to me. Hold on. All right. So on agenda here. So I know, Geno Smith. He had a great game against the Lions, and then we got Russell Wilson, who's with Denver. So the question is, I asked y'all first thing in the morning: is Geno Smith the new Russell Wilson in Seattle? Who wants to start?
Hell no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Come on, Key. What you asking that type of question this early in the mornings? Come on. I can't get my cereal digested. You gonna ask me is Geno Smith, Russell Wilson? No, I ain't. No. It just he's a backup in his league. 3 games don't define you to be this elite quarterback. Come on, Key. I'm not going to go into details. No.
Dante?
Nope. I don't think it will be a Russell Wilson that came from Seattle. I don't think he is. I think he's doing pretty well. Last, I think he's got a couple, probably this year into next year to be this starting quarterback. Maybe get a quarterback somehow. I don't think he's the future of the Seattle team, but he's doing a good job of what he's doing right now, of the consistency he's been doing with this team. So I don't believe he's not gonna. I don't believe he's a Russell Wilson. I just believe he's doing a good job of running this offense.
Chase, how about you?
Um, as far as Geno Smith goes, Geno Smith is Geno Smith. The Seahawks are going to have to accentuate the positives, hide the negatives. So accentuate the positives that you got a young defense, you got some young running back cores. Hide the negatives. The negatives is you got Geno Smith under center. So do everything you can to keep the ball out of Geno Smith's hand. Because if the game is in Geno Smith's hands, it's done with. As far as Russell Wilson goes, I think we're seeing that not only was Seattle a shell of its former self, but Russell Wilson is a shell of his former self. That everybody blamed the offensive line and everybody blamed what was going on in Seattle for Russell Wilson's shortcomings these past few seasons. But the reality is that Russell Wilson is on the downhill, and Denver is exposing that. So
Hold on, Chase. Hold on, Chase. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put my 2 cents in it. I'm not gonna let you sit up here and put all the blame on Russell Wilson. I'm not gonna let you come up here and be crucified this dude because this is the first time he's had a coach who had to hire another coach to help him coach. I mean, he's not in that great of a situation. Everybody kept drinking way too fast. Oh, Denver Broncos going to be the favorites. Oh, they're going to be this team. First off, it's a new team. It's a new system. I'm not putting. Hey, Seattle's offensive line was horrible. Well, so Russell Wilson didn't have much to work with. I'm not putting that on Russ. I'm not.
I mean, you don't have to put it on Russ, but you know, I've said it a million times. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, I'm from the Show Me state. Show me something different, because what I'm seeing with Russell Wilson in Denver is the same trash that I saw in his last couple seasons in Seattle. Show me something different. You've supposedly got fantastic weapons in Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, in Denver, and that offense can't get anything going. Congratulations that they were 2-1, but that Denver will finish last in the AFC West.
Even with so Denver's going to be last in AFC West. We all know who's winning that division.
Yep.
Definitely going to be
not even a question.
Definitely is going to be the team to run away with that division. Yep. Speaking of the division, I know this is a topic that wasn't on the list, but we're going to talk about it anyway. We know you got the Raiders winning their first game, and I know they go up against y'all Sunday night, and that's not
Monday night.
Oh, Monday night. It's Monday night game. My bad.
Monday
we all know that the Raiders aren't beating the Chiefs Monday night, but
if you ask Raiders Nation, they think they are. They think they won the Super Bowl because they beat Denver this past weekend.
No, Chase, no, you're absolutely wrong. Chase, you're absolutely wrong. There's somebody a part of Raider Nation on the Spotlight Sports Network. I've asked many times when they was losing, why are they losing? I can't get answers. And they're totally quiet. So I don't know. Don't ask that.
I'll tell you exactly why. There are organizations within the NFL that are trash organizations. Organizations that no matter if you change the head coach, no matter if you change the quarterback, no matter if you change the general manager, no matter what you do, that organization cannot muster up. And for the past 30 years, past 20 years, I'm sorry, I'll say 20 years. I'll give it credit because John Gruden took them to a Super Bowl. In the past 20 years, the Raiders have been one of those organizations. Mark Davis is trying to live in the shadow of his father, Al Davis. He's trying to make money. He don't care about that football team. He don't care about winning games. Hiring Josh McDaniels as a head coach was one of the most asinine things I've ever seen. Josh McDaniels has no business being a head coach in the NFL. He's a coordinator, and that's it. There are coordinators that came out of New England. Prime example, Romeo Crennel. Romeo Crennel, great defensive mind. Every single time he was a head coach, he was trash. So Josh McDaniels, no different. He's got no business being under the head coach spotlight. Put him as a coordinator, fine, whatever. But you've got plenty of other candidates you could go after, and they elected to do Josh McDaniels. They're electing to stick with Derek Carr. They won't put protection around Derek Carr. They won't put an offensive mind to help build up Derek Carr. They went out and spent a shit ton of money on Davante Adams. Like I said, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. We are the show me state. Show me a Packers wide receiver that leaves Aaron Rodgers and goes and does great things. And then I will call Davante Adams elite. Until then, he's just another Randall Cobb, Greg Jennings, all the guys that left Aaron Rodgers that said they were going to do great things, and they didn't. So the Raiders will finish third. The Broncos will finish fourth. The Chargers and the Chiefs will fight it out for 1 and 2.
Ooh, Chase with the hot take. Ooh, did you really call Devontae Adams another Randall Cobb?
Damn, not Randall Cobb.
No. Let's back up a little bit. Devontae Adams is a good receiver, but to call him elite and to act like Devontae Adams has helped carry Aaron Rodgers is like I said, show me. Devontae Adams needs to turn Derek Carr into a great quarterback. If Devontae Adams can turn Derek Carr into a great quarterback, then I'm on board. Like I said, show me that Devontae Adams is an elite receiver. I ain't seen it.
I
gotta see it.
Chase. But when I think of Randall Cobb, I think of him as a good receiver.
Yeah.
When I think of Tyreek Hill, when I think of Chase, when I think of DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, I think those guys are the elite of the elite. I mean, I'm not going to discredit him because he's throwing the football, because I absolutely agree that Aaron Rodgers made him better. I'm not one of those guys to say Devontae Adams made him better. What I'm saying is we can't.
Terrell Owens made Donovan McNabb look like a great quarterback.
We cannot sit up here.
An elite wide receiver can make a good quarterback look a bad quarterback look good, and a good quarterback look great.
Also, because you're right, because we've seen D-Hop do it for many years.
Yep.
But we can't sit up here and just say that Devontae Adams is not an elite wide receiver. I'm not going to
say elite. He's a good wide receiver, Freddie. To put that elite tag on him, he's got to show me that he can turn the shit that is Derek Carr into gold.
But what if it's not Devontae Adams' fault that D. Carr is not throwing him the ball?
Key, I'm telling you, like I said, Freddie brought it up. D-Hop, how many and we got Coach Dante in here who can attest. How many trash ass quarterbacks went through Houston and D-Hop made them look good? I mean, guys that shouldn't have had starting jobs.
You had Brian Hoyer, Ryan Mallett, Brock Osweiler, Sage Rosenfels, Case Keenum. That's what we had.
TJ Yates.
I forgot about
D-Hop. D-Hop is an elite receiver.
It was all D-Hop. They wasn't all those quarterbacks. They're nowhere near good, nowhere near startable caliber, and he made all of them look good.
When we talk about elite receivers and you bring up Randy Moss and Terrell Owens, you put D-Hop in that conversation. Don't you dare put Devontae Adams in that conversation.
Kyler Murray without D-Hop. How is Kyler Murray looking without D-Hop? Not so good.
He looks like a 5'9" running back is what he looks like without D-Hop. So until Devontae Adams makes Derek Carr look good, I don't want to hear a word about Devontae Adams being elite. To me, you're just another good wide receiver that was riding the coattails of one of the greatest quarterbacks to play the game, Aaron Rodgers.
And I disagree.
That's fine. You can disagree all you want. But an elite wide receiver makes a bad quarterback look good and a good quarterback look great. And tell me, those six or seven quarterbacks you named, Dante, not a one of them would start on another NFL team if it wasn't for DeAndre Hopkins. Not a one of them. But they all started for the Houston Texans, and they all got to throw touchdown passes to the great elite wide receiver that is DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
And you paid Derek Carr all that money. You paid Derek Carr all that money to qualify him as one of a top tier quarterbacks in the league, and he can't even make Devontae Adams look that good. Like I said, we're 4 weeks into the season, guys. But what I'm saying is what I've seen so far from the Las Vegas Raiders organization is you haven't shown me that number one, it was worth the price tag that you're going to pay for Davante Adams, and number two, Davante Adams hasn't shown me that he's an elite wide receiver yet. If he can't show me that he's an elite wide receiver, then I'm not putting him in that category.
So let me guess. Tyreek Hill, he's not an elite wide receiver, correct?
Oh, absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. Look at what he's doing in Miami with Tua. Freddie. Freddie.
Hey, Freddie, I ain't gonna lie, I agree with him on that, but I do disagree with him on Davante Adams. But he got a case to make on Davante Adams, though. That is a case throughout the first four games on Davante Adams. But I do agree with him on Tyreek Hill. He is doing one sensational job. He is elite. He's playing like elite level in Miami. He's playing elite level in Miami.
Coach Dante, I'm not disagreeing. I think Tyreek Hill is an elite wide receiver. But to sit up here and say that Tyreek Hill has done more in the NFL than Davante Adams is blasphemy.
Yeah.
So I'll agree with you, Freddie. I mean, Tyreek Hill, like I said, show me. Tyreek Hill needed to show me that he can leave Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL right now, and go do something else.
Patrick Mahomes not the best quarterback in the league right now. No.
Shut up, Freddie. Shut up. I ain't gonna do it. Shut up. No, stop it.
Stop being a homer.
Who's better? Who's better than Patrick Mahomes?
Lamar Jackson right now.
What? What? No, get out. No, Freddie,
No,
you take that. No, Freddie, you take that shit back right now, or I will resign from Empire Sports. I will not. No, I will not have my name attached to a company with somebody running it who says some dumbass shit like that. Freddie. Freddie.
I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
Freddie
Lamar Jackson is having a better season than him right now.
Freddie, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Did you watch that game against the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Did you watch that game against the Buccaneers? The year Lamar Jackson won the season MVP. Let's go back a few years since you think he's better than Patrick Mahomes. The year Lamar Jackson won the season MVP, Patrick Mahomes came back from no less than a 20-point deficit in every single playoff game.
We're talking about right now. We're talking about right now. So what do you
talking about right now? That's fine. Right now. Show me how Lamar Jackson could come back from those games that
Chase, we're talking about this year. We're not talking about previous year. We're talking about right now.
I mean, Lamar is leading the league in touchdowns right now. I mean,
that's cool. But Lamar has blown multiple leads this year.
But is it Lamar or is it that defense? See, don't be that guy.
See, now how many times you gonna blame that defense? You blame that defense for the Miami game?
Chase,
no, they blame
football, sir. Chase, no, sir. You know football. Don't do that.
Yep. But you blame that defense for one game, 2 games, and that Key, don't put that comment on screen. Justin Herbert, when healthy, is the best QB in the league. Stop.
Listen,
Stop.
Chase.
I will
Chase,
allow
listen.
you. I will allow you to put Lamar Jackson in the conversation with Mahomes.
No.
I will not allow you to tell me that
right now he's better than Patrick Mahomes. He's playing better. This
is gonna be a short show.
Listen, Lamar Jackson is working with less and doing more. Patrick Mahomes have weapons all over the field. Patrick Mahomes have an elite.
Who?
Patrick Mahomes have an elite offensive line. He has one of the best offensive lines in football. He has complementary pieces around him. Lamar Jackson literally has to be the running game. He has to be the quarterback. He has to help out the receiver. He has to run around because his O-line is not that good. He has a coach who's one-dimensional. Who is Patrick Mahomes' coaches, by the way? One of the best offensive-minded coaches in football. Oh, who's this offensive coordinator? Eric Bieniemy, who's a great offensive-minded guy. Patrick Mahomes have what? Yet again, He have another elite weapon. Coach Dante, am I right? Isn't his name Travis Kelce?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
to me, the best tight end in the league. To me, the best tight end in the league. Yeah.
So sit up here and say that Patrick Mahomes is having a better season than Lamar. It's blasphemy. Lamar is putting his Baltimore Ravens team on his back, sir.
I said I didn't say statistically Patrick Mahomes will have a better year. I said Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
And he's not right now. Lamar Jackson is.
Statistically, yes, but Lamar can't come back from games like Patrick can. Lamar can't make the plays that Patrick does.
So AP says, Freddie, whose
Chase,
fault is?
What are we talking about right now?
Lamar Jackson. Lamar is just the coaches.
Hey, Anthony's asking you a question. Anthony's asking you a question.
Freddie, whose fault? Freddie, whose fault is it? Not Lamar, it's the coaches. I agree. It's not Lamar. It's the coaches. It's the
and then he said, "Why can't the Ravens score in the second half?"
Man.
Who asked that?
AP answered. So why Lamar haven't scored in the second half?
Well, it's the coaches.
Is it the coach's fault?
Yeah.
Yep. The coach's fault.
He still got more touch. Hey, that shows you how great he is. He can't score in the second half, but he's still leading the league in touchdowns.
Stop it.
Oh God! I mean, let me move on before. Well,
ECG got to go by numbers. You go by numbers. You go by wins and losses. That's what I go by. I don't go by what happened the last couple of years. Because if we talk about the last couple of years, yes, Patrick Mahomes is better than Lamar, but we talking about right now. Guys like him he stay in the past. He's still riding that championship.
So Harbaugh could kick the field goal. That's coaching. ECG said, "What's the criteria that we're saying that Lamar is better than Patrick right now? Is that what you're asking?"
A better quarterback is what is because I said right now, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL is Patrick Mahomes. And
I can name another guy that's better than Patrick Mahomes right now.
Shut up. Freddie is trying to tell me that Lamar.
I would take Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes right now.
13 seconds.
That was 13 seconds.
Because Patrick Mahomes can't do what Josh Allen can do. Let's be honest. He can't.
Freddie.
He can't run like Josh Allen. Be honest, Chase. Be honest. Patrick Mahomes did not run like Josh Allen. Josh Allen can throw like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not as athletic as Josh Allen.
That's great. That's great.
Be honest, Chase.
But that doesn't make him a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Game time decisions, clutch, passing, all that stuff. Overall, Patrick Mahomes has proved on several occasions he is better than Josh Allen.
I mean, if we look on the stats list right now, there are 5 other quarterbacks that's better than Patrick Mahomes right now.
Preach, Key. Preach.
If we talk about stats and right now, there's 5 other quarterbacks better than Mahomes right now because Mahomes is 6 right now.
That's cool.
And Herbert is leading the way.
So who are those 5 quarterbacks, Key?
Herbert, Allen, Goff, Matt Ryan, Jalen Hurts, then Patrick Mahomes.
Oh.
You're going to tell me that Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, Freddie? That's why we don't look at stats. That's why we don't look at stats, Freddie. You're going to tell me that Jared Goff is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes?
The numbers don't lie though, Chase. You can't go off of. Okay, I get it. You can go. Okay, athletic wise, okay.
You can't go off of stats.
But stats right now,
you cannot go off of stats.
Better than Patrick Mahomes this very second.
Because what we were just talking about earlier with quarterbacks, and we were talking about with Coach Dante about the quarterbacks that threw to DeAndre Hopkins. If one of those 6 trash ass quarterbacks that the Texans have had threw more yards and touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins, they would be a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
So Keenan Allen's trash. Keenan Allen.
I didn't say Keenan Allen was trash.
Chase, if those numbers are better, yes, that's what you have to go by. You have to go by the numbers. What are you talking about, Chase? Yes,
Stop.
Patrick Mahomes could do the more pass, the more fancy pass. He could do a no look pass. Yes, he looks better doing it, but that don't make him better. Look at the numbers. How is he impacting the game? And those five guys are impacting the game in a better way than Patrick Mahomes is right now.
Okay. What's the line? What's the Lions record?
It don't matter about
Now,
that's a
if you
team.
go by
That's team.
touchdowns, yes, Mahomes and Golf is tied for first with touchdowns, 11.
That's teams.
Golf. Who would have thought Golf would be any category with Patrick Mahomes?
Exactly. And look what East Coast said. Herbert is doing that without Keenan Allen.
I'm not listening to East Coast. East Coast has been. I've scrolled through this chat, and all East Coast has done is talk about Justin Herbert and trashing Mahomes. The East Coast.
Come on the morning show. Keep sending him the link. I want to honestly.
Yeah. Get you somebody to back you up, man, because you're gonna need it.
Chase, you know better than anybody
You
on
are
this show.
wild.
I don't need nobody to back me up.
I know.
You know that.
You don't need nobody to back you up, but you need somebody. You need somebody to bring you back to reality, my friend.
He said,
I'm living
you back to
he said
reality.
how he trashed Mahomes.
ECG, he's just a Chiefs fan. Anything in that division, he can be biased towards.
Absolutely, because we run that division.
Yeah. Thank God you got Patrick Mahomes. Other than that, y'all was irrelevant.
Really? That's weird. Because with Alex Smith, we would go to the playoff. We were playoff contenders every single year.
Yeah, but y'all wasn't winning no big games, Chase. I don't care about no playoffs. If you ain't winning the big one, it don't matter.
Okay.
Y'all was
All right.
irrelevant.
Okay.
You sound like a Cowboy fan.
No.
Well, we go to the playoffs every year. Man, nobody care about no playoffs. What you doing when it matters?
Lord have mercy. We went from Geno Smith being the next Russell Wilson in Seattle to talking about Patrick Mahomes. Like how?
Dang, G, can you bring up ECG? As a matter of fact, I'll do it. You gotta redeem yourself, Chase. You gotta.
No, I don't. I don't have to redeem myself at all. You're trying to argue with me that there are 5 quarterbacks better than Patrick Mahomes in the league right now, and that's asinine. And then you try to tell me that Jared Goff is on that same level. Stop.
Him and Mahomes is tied for touchdowns.
Okay.
So that doesn't make okay. So if Jared Goff has 20 touchdowns and Mahomes has 15, Jared Goff is not technically better than Mahomes?
No. Stop.
Okay, we gonna
stop.
I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get back. Get back to my list here. Let me
move on.
That
is absolutely
like I don't think Jared Goff is better than Patrick Mahomes. I think he's having a better season. He's having a better season. We can
right now. 4 games in, he's
Jared
having.
Goff is better than Patrick Mahomes, but he just having a better season.
Coach Dante, be real, brother. Be real. You from Houston, Texas. Be real.
I'm being real.
If he's having a better season, that means he's better than him right now. But
I don't think he's better than.
Thank you.
He's better.
For fuck's sake,
he's having a better season. Right? He's having a better season.
Thank you.
The better. It's just the better. He's just having a better year as of right now. I don't judge, but stats. Don't lie. They don't lie. That's right. They don't lie. But I normally go by player wise. Who's better? Who's actually the better player? I think Patrick Mahomes is a better player, but Jared Goff's having a better season than he is.
Thank you.
He's playing better football.
Thank you.
So if Patrick Mahomes is supposed to be this great, how in the world is he letting Jared Goff outplay him? Like
it's 4 games in. It's 4 games in.
It's
4 games in, Freddie.
This is the Lions, the Detroit Lions. What are you talking about, Chase? There's no way in hell that no quarterback in Detroit is having a better year than Patrick Mahomes.
Really, that's crazy because Matthew Stafford used to throw for 300 plus, 400.
But none of those years was better than what Patrick Mahomes ever had. So stop it, Chase. What are you talking about?
All right, so Depends on who you play. So yeah, we're just gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. So the Colts do play Denver Thursday night, and it's a possibility they may not have Jonathan Taylor. Can the Colts still beat Denver without their leading rusher?
No.
Yes, because Denver still haven't figured it out yet himself. They're still struggling, even though they beat the Vegas Raiders on Sunday. I'm not going to say that they have figured it out that quick. Denver's really depending on that defense. But hey, who knows? Matt Ryan might come out there and show the world why he's better than Patrick Mahomes this year. And just go out there straight balling. Just come straight balling, airing the football out, and they're a pretty good defensive team themselves. So I'm not going to say because of Jonathan Oz, without Jonathan Taylor that they're going to lose that game.
Brett, what do you think?
To me, I still think they can. The Broncos aren't one of those teams that are, necessarily, like elite or anything. Like Freddie said, they have their own problems they're figuring out. I do think it's going to be harder definitely without Taylor, because now they can key in on Matt Ryan in the passing game. But even though that, like we were talking about yesterday, Frank Reich isn't necessarily using Jonathan Taylor, even just having his presence on the field draws attention to the backfield, helps Matt open up that pass game a little more. So I think they can do it. I absolutely do. I think it'll just be a little bit tougher with him not in that backfield.
I'll tell you what you think.
I don't think the Colts can beat Denver. Now, I think Jonathan Taylor is the engine of the Colts offense. If you can put 9 men in the box and stop Jonathan Taylor like teams has been stopping Jonathan Taylor, I think it's going to force Matt Ryan to beat the Denver Broncos, and I don't think the Colts are good enough right now to beat the Denver Broncos and Matt Ryan to eat him up right now. And Denver has a very good, respectable defense. They have a good, respectable secondary and a very good pass rush. So I might have to change my pick to Denver, man. I just think it's going to be harder and harder without Jonathan Taylor, and that's going to open up Matt Ryan to throw the football even more. And I just think the Denver defense is real respectable. They got some good cornerbacks. The number one corner, Patrick Surtain, very physical, can guard one-on-one, can guard in one-on-one coverage. I just think it's going to be more harder. Jonathan Taylor has not been getting the ball enough, and he has not been effective anyway because the Colts have been down 3 of the last 4 games. So, again, I just don't think they will be. I just don't think Matt Ryan is going to be able to throw the football on Denver all day. I just don't think I just don't see the Colts beating them without Jonathan Taylor. They need Jonathan Taylor to keep the Denver Broncos defense at bay and to open up some play action in the spring game. So I don't think the Colts will beat Denver.
Freddie, did you go? Well, Chase, go ahead.
Yeah. So I think this game will be close, but I think Denver's defense, like the Colts have a good pass rush. They have a good front four, but I don't think Russ is elusive, so I don't think they're going to be able to go beat Denver. I think Denver will be able to stop these guys and use some of those weapons that they have. Like I said, it'll be close, but it's Denver's game.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a game. It's down to a game time decision with Jonathan Taylor.
King,
Huh? Did you
are
go,
you
Freddie?
typing in the comments, or is that who I think it is?
Oh my God! I've been highlighting. You haven't been paying attention.
Oh, that's you typing in the comments?
No, that ain't me.
I'm gonna be
there's a Sportlight Sports Network. Typing in.
No, that's we all know who that is.
Okay.
Freddie, don't start your mess, Freddie.
I'm gonna be nice.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna be
but
nice.
Did you go? You said no, right?
Freddie's just pissing everybody off this morning.
And yeah, he's a headache of everything.
I know.
Can you please come on the show? I would love to. I have a question that I want to ask.
What's going on? Oh my God! You said the Colts can't win, right? Freddie.
Yeah, I got the Colts.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
You got
let's be honest. That division is the Chiefs and the Chargers. That division is trash. The Raiders is trash, and the Denver's trash. That I mean, I have the Chargers winning that division. I mean, don't let those guys get healthy. The Chiefs are really lucky, honestly, because they that team was stacked to win it all. You had the defense, with Khalil Mack and Bosa. You had the running game. You had the receiver, and they had the best quarterback in the division, Justin Herbert. Yes, he's better than Patrick Mahomes. And Denver is very lucky that the Chargers just deal with injuries. They kind of make them a little bit more relevant. And the Raiders, they're too busy. They're what? Do you want to be honest? What was the Raiders' biggest mistake? They should have never moved to Vegas. Well, ever since they moved to Vegas, they've been a laughing stock of the NFL. I mean, guys getting in trouble. They can't stay out. They can't stay on the field because of off the field issues. I mean, they're a laughing joke. Here you go,
Freddie. Before you say some more dumb stupid, before you say some dumb stupid shit, the question is the Colts or the Broncos. That's what the question was.
Hey, hold on, Chase. My smart shit about to take over. Keep pull up that last comment.
That's an H.
I'll pull it up for you.
Here you go. When you're ready.
Listen here. I'm not going to put your name out there. I've been calling you out for the last couple of weeks, trying to ask you questions. What's been going on with them Raiders, and you've been running. So if I see that since I'm calling you out publicly, you're big and come in the comments. But until you come on the show and defend yourself, you don't need Chase to defend you. You defend yourself, because guess what? I'm here for blood. Because I mean. Oh God, talking about my Rams. My Rams won the Super Bowl last year. In your point, what is your sorry Raiders team done? Exactly.
Yeah. No, you ain't gonna get no Raider love over here. So
there we go.
Chase, one thing I know about you, if I ask you what's going on with your Chiefs leaves, you answer.
Yeah.
At least I know.
And I'm here to answer it. So what's up? I'm here to answer it. So what's up?
Yeah, what's up with those trash ass Raiders?
You know what's up with us is Josh McDaniels. That's what's up.
No. Don't blame Josh McDaniels.
I'm gonna blame Josh McDaniels. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Derek Carr has been trash. Derek Carr has been trash for the past 6 years.
He's been trash for the last 6 years.
He was in contention for
great.
He was in contention for an MVP.
How long you been a Chiefs fan before Patrick Mahomes? Who was your
I was born and raised in Kansas City. Shut up. Get out of here, little boy.
Little boy,
you better put some bass in your voice when you talk to me like that.
Listen, Chase. I'm gonna tell you this right now. What was the last 10 quarterbacks that the Chiefs had before Patrick Mahomes? I'll wait.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, garbage. Get out of here.
Okay, Alex Smith, garbage. Garbage. He won the division. He won the division the year.
Garbage. Y'all let the Tennessee Titans come in with a Marcus Mariota and kick your ass, please.
We made it to the playoffs. Shut up, little boy.
Please.
We made it to the playoffs.
Please.
Yeah. Remember when you guys hired John Gruden because you thought it was going to get you back to the Super Bowl and it didn't?
I got a question.
You gave that fool $100 million and 10% of your team, and he still couldn't make you to the playoffs.
I got a question.
Shut up.
I got a question. Y'all lost to.
Remember when Henry Ruggs killed somebody? You drafted that motherfucker in the early round, and he killed somebody.
Listen,
you guys can't draft. You guys can't sign players. You guys can't do anything. That's why you moved up out of Oakland. You moved up out of, and Juju caught more passes than Henry Ruggs. So shut up.
Y'all got a TikToker as a wide receiver that has not done nothing for y'all this year. Please.
Get out of here.
Wait, how we get off topic? He came up to defend the same why they trash though.
Listen, y'all can say what y'all want about the Raiders. And one thing about me, I big up the Chiefs. Everybody knows that on this panel that I big up the Chiefs. But this guy Chase is just blasphemous looking at this guy, man. I understand that y'all the reigning champs of of the AFC West. I didn't come up here to argue with you. I came up here to argue with a bum ass friend, Freddie, Los Angeles Rams that got smoked on national television.
But they won a Super Bowl. But they won a Super Bowl last year.
No.
You can't talk. You gonna come talk. You gonna go talk about the Rams.
About last year.
You're right, and it's about this year. And you all suck.
Yeah, my team. Look, one thing I can do that Freddie can't do. I can say that my team suck. I can say that.
Hey, hold on. I got this, brother.
That's the difference. Hold on, Chase. Hold on.
This light work. This light work. I got this.
Chase, wait a minute.
This light work. I got this.
Hold on. No,
hold on, sir. If you want me, you call me by my name and you say you want me. I'm here.
Chase,
the order is my
this guy is really a Giants fan. He's been a Giants fan the last 5 years, and now he want to be a Rams fan that he won the Super Bowl. Please, he's a bandwagon. He's a bandwagon.
I mean, been more relevant than your dumb ass Raiders. I mean, this is a dude that stay in Philadelphia.
Talk about the Giants for the last 5 years.
In the city of brotherly love. Never been to Vegas a day in his life, but rooting for the Vegas.
I've been to Vegas. Thank you.
You can't make this stuff up. He's never been to Oakland the day of his life. But you can't make this stuff up, Robert Chase. You rooting for a team that has so many issues on so many levels that have their nerve.
Anthony, I'm with you on this one. Dang.
Than your Raiders since they ever been in existence. We won a Super Bowl. What are you talking about? We're still better than y'all.
I'm so sorry, Brett and Dante.
I'm blaming.
Hey, I'm enjoying this.
I'm sorry. We fucked this whole thing up, man. We fucked this whole thing up.
Don't worry, his brother coming for his back because he knows.
All right, listen. I don't know who the Raiders fan is, but I'm gonna be because you asked me how long. Born and raised in Kansas City. Okay. If I had a choice to save a crackhead or save a Raiders fan, you could say goodbye to the Raiders fan. He going off the bridge. All right. That's just how it is. You could be Mother Teresa. And if you got that ugly ass pirate on your shirt, that black hoodie, I'm sorry, you going off a bridge. Okay. I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna melt the ground underneath you. Okay. The world would be a better place with less Raiders fans.
I'm trying to save you, brother. Don't worry, because if you keep going so hard on, he'll call his brother, and his brother gonna be here. Please don't do it. Please don't do it, because every time I get in a debate with him,
his brother get this work too.
Because he can't handle me.
His brother get this work too.
He's lightweight. I'm trying to tell you.
It's Freddie's fault, Key. It's Freddie's fault. We're supposed to be talking about the goddamn Indianapolis Colts and the Denver Broncos and Freddie over here
with it. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
You did.
Because I'm 3 mugs of coffee in. That's why. All right. That's why.
Jesus Christ.
You see, we got the Raider fan quiet now. He ain't talking. This is what I'm used to. He probably calling his brother. Say, Rock, I'm here too. Want all the smoke.
I'm surprised he didn't come up yet to talk about the Rams and the Niners yet, but he
know better. He know better.
But let me sway this, please, because it's going nowhere right now. And then we was talking about the Colts in Denver, and I think everybody got their points out on Colts in Denver. Did everybody get their points out on Colts in Denver? No other team. We just talked about the Colts in Denver.
Moving on.
You sure?
Yes. That was the topic I want to add.
Huh? No, keep that, Freddie. Keep it.
Freddie don't even remember what he said about the Colts and the Raiders.
He don't, but keep it. I know he went first, but keep it. So we got Aaron Rodgers. We all know how Aaron Rodgers is, with the rookie, with his receiving core. We all know.
Hold on. Karam, you don't know what I am. You don't know where I was born. I was born in the city of angels. I bleed in purple and gold. I'm a Rams fan. Don't come for me, you OKC fan. I mean Oklahoma City, please. See you in the comments. You be coming for me all you want. You can call on Darian to save your life. Darian can't save you because I'm the big bad wolf and I blow this bitch down.
Freddie, we just can't have a PC. Now you're gonna make me get
can
chills.
Can I say something real quick before I go back to work? Because I'm at work. So let me just say this. I've known Freddie for almost 3 years, right? And I not once in those 3 years I had Freddie talk about a lot about the Los Angeles Rams until they won the Super Bowl. So that's not loyalty just because you lived there. You was never a Rams fan for the last 3 years I've known you. Just because you're from there doesn't mean you was a fan there. So that's all I have to say about
Let me,
that.
let me educate you. The person that's never been to Vegas, the person that's never been to Oakland, the person
I have.
that
I
no,
have.
you haven't. No,
I
you haven't.
have.
No, you
I
haven't. As
have. I
long as I've
actually
known you,
lived
I've
there.
never
I
seen
actually
you.
lived there
I've
for
never
10
seen
years.
you say checked into the Raiders. Never checked into to um to Oakland. I've never seen that before. Never will, because
Number one, you live in LA. I
you're not
live
a
in
fan.
Oakland. It's different.
Second
It's a
of
big
all,
difference.
Violin
second
music.
of all, for a person that sits up there, they claim that they want to be, they represent the brotherly love. They claim to represent Philadelphia.
I'm from
Um,
Philadelphia, but I lived in Oakland before.
but
What are you
you
talking
claim
about,
Philadelphia.
weirdo?
That's what you claim.
That's where I
You
was
I
born
give
at,
you root
weirdo.
for the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that haven't won shit in
Hello, how
59
you doing?
years. That's what Keith told me.
Wait, what I tell you?
That the
Please mute him,
76ers
Key.
have not
Please
won a
mute him.
championship in 59
Please
years.
mute
That's
this
We not even
clown.
how we
Please
started
mute this
talking about
clown.
the Sixers now.
Please, exactly. This guy don't
um
know what he's talking about. He don't know shit
no,
about
I'm just
sports anyway. So,
Coach Dante,
Freddie,
how
why
many
are
years
you
has he
bouncing
said
all
the
over the
Sixers
place?
have not
Like,
won? Coach Dante, how many years? He ran like usual. He ran like usual.
can we get back to the topic at hand?
Darian always running. He always
Can we get back to the
choking his way
topic at
through.
hand?
That dude, is his name Darian?
Yeah.
All I know is he when he was going in, he said somebody walked by him and he said, "Hi, how are you?" he stopped in the middle of. I had to go. I said what I said.
Same. Very that was classy. That was good.
He's back in the comment. I see he ran off the show because he can't handle. He's lightweight. He really is. Chase, this is the guy that I'll ask what's going on with the Raiders, and he runs from the question because he know he can't handle me. He just can't.
I
Can we
think
get order back to the show?
I think Raiders fans know what's going on with the Raiders. I know that they're just as frustrated
They're
about
hurt.
that situation.
They're hurt. They
Well,
really are.
obviously, I would be. I mean, like I said, I
can
would
we
be
not
hurt
do
too.
this right now?
Yeah, let's move on. What you got next for us, Key? Key, you're doing a terrible
I
job
was
of moderating
trying to
this
move
bitch.
on. Just Freddie, shut up. Just shut up. Just Freddie, don't say nothing.
You're doing a terrible job of
Doggone it.
moderating this thing, Key.
Jesus.
this is what happens when you have a so-called bear on your panel.
Bear.
A bear.
That don't make sense at all. I thought the little Raiders fan left. What's up, Lyndon? How you doing, brother?
Dante, are you going to be able to handle this in 12 minutes?
You said what?
You going to be able to take over the
I'm
rankings?
gonna mute some people. I'm gonna start muting.
So look, we got the
Thank God.
Packers. We all know what Aaron Rodgers has in his receiving core. We got Tom Brady. We all know what he got in his receiving core with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he's supposedly going through a divorce right now. Can we say that Aaron Rodgers and Brady is coming towards an end and they're losing gas?
Hell no. Hell no. First of all, you got the GOAT and Tom Brady. We all know what's going on. We don't expect the struggle to be all year long. We don't expect that because he is the GOAT. He is Tom Brady. He would not put his marriage in jeopardy if he didn't believe that he couldn't throw the football anymore. Let's be honest. The receivers got hurt. That old line went down. Just let them get healthy. They will be all right. And Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man that he is. He has a new receiving core. Right now, he don't want to take him too fast because you take him too fast, the feet might get running and the hands might get lost. He don't want to take them further than what they are. He's developing them guys, and he's trying to find a guy that he can put trust in like he did a Devontae Adams. So I'm not. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is going to still do Aaron Rodgers things. I seen Sunday he had the. I'm sorry. I'm Chase. What I'm about to say. Aaron Rodgers had the best throw on football. He threw the football. He had one of the best passes. Now Patrick Mahomes was number 2. I got to give Patrick Mahomes that he had the second best pass on football on Sunday, but Aaron Rodgers had
I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. He's a bad man, so I'm not going to argue with you on that.
So
I'll let that slide.
hey, all I'm saying is that once Aaron Rodgers built trust in those guys, and he feels that okay, that these guys can take the next level, he'll take it there. But they're still there. It's better than anything. Now I will say that they're having a better season than whatever that Derek Carr is in Vegas, by the way. That's all I had to say.
Right, go ahead and get some of this mess in, so we don't gotta be arguing amongst one another over nonsense. Jeez.
Yeah, so to that point with Aaron Rodgers, he's definitely, I think, still got a lot left in the tank. I think this issue is more towards he has a lot of new receivers, Watson, Romeo Dobbs, Robert Tunyon's just coming back from an injury. Sammy Watkins played for 1 week and he's hurt, so it's just a lot of new moving pieces that he's just still trying to build chemistry and a rapport with. So to me, that I'm not too worried about him. I think give him by the end of the year, he'll have a stronger chemistry with these guys, and I think we'll see a lot of improvement from that offense. Tom Brady, I think he's looked fine as well. I do think he'll probably end up, well, maybe not with the divorce now, who knows, but I think he probably ends up retiring after the year. But that's not to say he doesn't still have some left in the tank. He's thrown 6 touchdowns to only 1 pick. So he's still taking care of the football. He looks efficient, even though he's also had guys in and out of the lineup. Jones has been hurt. We have Evans got suspended for a game. Godwin's missed games. So I think both of those guys, in all reality, are fine. The circumstances just haven't been ideal for them.
Key.
I'm right. Hey, don't be yelling at me. I had it. I was on mute because I got a call. Dante, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like I say, I don't believe they both slowing down, man. I believe they still great quarterbacks. They doing what they have to do. And Aaron Rodgers, what's more impressive about Aaron Rodgers, he's taking a young receiving core up under his wings, and he's making them better. Romeo Dobbs has been doing a great job as the Packers wide receiver, the rookie out of Nevada. They just got Robert Tunyon back, like Brett said. So I believe these 2 quarterbacks still is going to be good during the season, and I just feel no decline for these guys. These guys still can throw the football, but it's more impressive to watch Aaron Rodgers lose his upcoming receiver, his best receiver, and still being able to take rookies and got them up under his wing and lead them to victories, to a 3-1 start. And just to get these group of guys to mesh together with a veteran Randall Cobb being in that locker room. Sammy Watkins can't stay on the field, but you got Romeo Dobbs stepping up, and that Aaron Rodgers is doing a heck of a job, man. I just gotta give him that. Aaron Rodgers is doing a heck of a job. Both of these quarterbacks are doing a heck of a job.
What's his record without Devontae Adams?
13-2.
Chase?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for this matchup. I would be a lot more excited if it was later in the season. I feel like right now both QBs are kind of, like Coach Dante said, Aaron Rodgers has a super young wide receiver core. He's building chemistry with them. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they just came off that loss. And whereas Aaron Rodgers is one of the best athletic quarterbacks to ever play the game, Tom Brady is one of, if not the greatest mind to ever play the game. So what you're going to see this weekend is Tom Brady do what he needs to do to not lose this game. Run the ball, short passes to make sure that they keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. Like I said, I would be super excited for this. I think it would be a better shootout, so to speak, if it was later in the season. But I think with Tom coming off that loss, and they need a win, I think that Tom is going to play very conservative to keep Aaron off the field. So,
I still Aaron Rodgers is still going to go to the playoffs. I think as the season progresses. he'll get his receiving core together. The
Yeah.
question: do you think OBJ goes to Green Bay? I mean,
No,
it's a possibility, or
no,
he might go back to the Rams.
no.
I,
OBJ, no. OBJ is coming back to the Rams. That's already done. That's guaranteed. They got some money away. They just waiting for him to heal. What's the point of signing him in the offseason when he's not healthy? He'll be around. That's a reach, Key. You're reaching. I'm
I'm
trying to
not
be.
reaching.
You're reaching hard. You're
It's
reaching
a
hard.
possibility. That ain't
That's,
no reach.
that's not a possibility. Only way he was going to Green Bay is with Devontae Adams going down there. Is because they said it last year because they had a relationship. They're friends. He ain't going
Key,
without Devontae Adams. Stop it.
Key, I'm gonna need you to put your foot down. Mute this guy and
Yeah, well, look,
Let Brett,
I'm about
let
to
Brett
get
and
off
Dante.
before a minute, so it's gonna be Dante that's
Chase,
gonna be
Yeah, I'm
getting
Yeah,
gonna
it.
let
be
Dante.
muting people. I'm gonna let people get it off, but I'm gonna be muting people. I ain't gonna play.
Chase, Coach Dante might be muting people, but I'll remove your ass. Don't tell nobody we
Hold on,
muting.
I can damn sure remove you too, so don't worry about it. Like I say, Freddie, you can't get me, bro. You ain't gonna never.
Hey, I said Chase, not you, Coach Dante.
I can't. I definitely can't. I can't deal with y'all. This is why I need some
Chase, you
pills.
need to come every morning.
Why I need some pills.
I never had this much excitement on this morning show.
I was gonna say this
I
might be a
mean, that is
a
true
permanent
too.
addition.
OBJ was talking to the Giants too. So
He ain't going to the Giants. Stop it.
I didn't say he was. I'm just saying he was talking.
I'm just telling you. He get out. Stop. Don't be like Malika Andrews. Get out your feelings.
Who in their feelings?
You.
I am smooth. I am not in nobody's feelings. I'm just reading I'm just saying what I read, Freddie. Saying what I Oh, here you go. Have fun with Tay Rock. Because he was coming for you.
Yeah,
He
I
was
know
coming for you.
They ain't on mute calling his brother though, so he can bag him up. How
Good
you doing,
morning.
Rock?
How you doing, Freddie?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. How are
You like
you?
you like that spanking we gave y'all?
I loved it. Every bit of it. Every lick, every tackle, every bit of it. I loved it.
Why it seem like every time y'all come to us, y'all get spanked? What is going on?
Hey, y'all got our number in the regular season. I gotta give you that. Y'all got our number.
The
But
crazy part about it, the only person that was really playing on the Rams was Cooper Cup. That was the only person.
well, unfortunately, if you ain't white, Matthew Stafford ain't throwing you the football. Hey, let's just call it what it is.
What's up with your offensive line?
Hey, it's all good. But you know what, Tay Rock? One thing we know about the Rams is when it comes to the playoffs, we know who got whose number. And we got the 49ers number.
That's
During
true
the
because y'all could have stopped us from going
Hold
to the
on,
playoffs.
hold on,
Y'all
hold on,
didn't.
hold on. Throughout the regular season, y'all got our number. For some reason, we just don't play well against y'all during the season. But in the playoffs, we know what's up. We seen what's up last year. And let's not
That was
forget
a
the
close
same Rams.
game. That was a close game.
Hold
All
on.
right,
The
Dante,
one
hold
thing
down
about the
before.
Rams is
Please don't
that
let
during
nobody get out
hold
of
on,
control.
Keith, hold on. We know throughout the season, well, last year this Rams team was slow to get started. But guess what? When we got started, oh, it was a hell of a run. So just stay tuned.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and go. We gotta move on. We got a different topic. All right, so 48% of the league have Luca winning the MVP. GMs have Luca Doncic winning the MVP from Dallas. This is NBA topic. Do y'all agree with it? And who's y'all MVP coming up this season? If you have to give out an MVP, we're gonna start with Fred first.
You know, Luca's not a bad pick. He's really not. Luca's a bad man, and we've seen Luca elevate his team ever since he's been in the league. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won it, but I'm gonna tell you a guy who I think gonna win it. He has, and he said he have a chip on his shoulder. He's motivated. He want to get back to the way he was playing in 2020, and that's Anthony Davis. I believe Anthony Davis is going to come out and want to show the world who the hell he is, and want to show the world on why he's still the best big man in the game of basketball. He gonna want to show people why he's better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. He gonna show the world that he's gonna lift this Laker team and take and guide us to number 18. Anything better a person from the Philadelphia 76ers could do. Anybody definitely on the San Antonio Spurs can't do. But I'm going Anthony Davis.
I got you. Chase, who you got for your MVP this year?
I'm going with I'm sticking with the Luca pick, but if it's not Luca, I'm going Giannis.
Got you. Tay Rock, who you got?
Freddie, you just had to come for me, right? But I'm going Luka and Giannis as also.
Brett, who you have?
No, okay. First off, ain't no way Anthony Day-to-Day Davis is better than Giannis. Get out of here with that one.
Hold on.
I think Luka will benefit from a little bit from voter fatigue because Joker's won out past 2 years in a row. He's a good pick, but I think they'll get tired of voting for him. Giannis won the 2 before that. I think Luka is a good pick, but I think Joel Embiid is a good candidate to win it this year and well. I think Giannis and Jokic will be in the running, but I feel like the voters will probably be looking for somebody new.
All right, so Freddie, you want to kind of rebuttal to that Anthony Davis versus Giannis situation because you look like you had a word. I'm gonna let y'all get it off for a certain amount of time. Long as don't turn it into like we did a few minutes ago. So you want to rebuttal to that, Fred?
Hell yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
AD is a better player than Giannis. And stop get the hate out your mind. Just think about it. What I'm about to say. Don't say nothing. Just think what I'm about to say. Anthony Davis is more skilled than Giannis. He can shoot the ball better than Giannis. He can space the floor out better than Giannis. He can rebound the ball just as good as Giannis. He can play just as good defense. The only thing that makes Giannis better than Anthony Davis is this right here, that heart and that motor. Other than that, AD's better. That's why I said AD's coming with a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to remind the world who the hell he is, and he's taking his throne back. And you better, I'm gonna tell you, I better hope this don't happen because this happened. Oh my God, Coach Dante, there's gonna be a lot of haters in that La La Land. They better hope. They better hope that have y'all ever read the King James version?
Yeah,
Have you,
I don't disagree that Anthony
no, no, no,
Davis is a
no,
great.
no, 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 Brett. I'm asking you a question. Have you ever read the King James version?
King James version of the Bible.
No, it's called Goat James. Y'all better hope LeBron James don't go for MVP because if he win the MVP, y'all in trouble.
All right, so anybody have dark horse MVPs that you will have a dark horse, Fred? If you got a dark horse MVP besides Anthony Davis, who would you take? A dark horse MVP.
Ooh,
Who would you take?
a dark horse MVP. Okay.
I would say LeBron, but he
Okay. Chase, who would you take as a dark horse? If you had outside of your original pick, who would you take? Who would you take as a dark horse?
Dark horse. Joel Embiid.
Tay-Rock, who would you take it?
I'm gonna take Steph Curry.
Okay. Nice. Brett, who are you taking for dark horse?
Dark horse. I do agree that I think with Tyrock that I think it's Steph Curry could be a good dark horse. I don't think anybody would necessarily see it coming. Ja Morant, comment section, Ryan, him too. He's one of the most impressive finishers I've ever seen, regardless of any position. So I think I'll go with either Steph or Ja Morant.
All right, got you. So this next topic, because we're gonna save the best for last. I want to kind of save the best for last, and that's the rankings. I kind of want to save that one right now. So we got, can the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Golden State Warriors? We're gonna start from the bottom. We're gonna start with Brett.
So with that, I believe we have the talent to beat Golden State. Absolutely. The only hard part about that is I think it all comes down to how the Bucks decide to defend the 3-point line, because if we sit there playing drop coverage like we normally do against a team like Golden State, we're going to get smoked because we're just going to give up tons of Steph Curry pull-up threes. That's easy threes for Clay as well. But I know that, Button was talking about contesting the 3-point line tighter this year. So I think as long as we're committed to that and running shooters off the 3-point line, I think we can absolutely beat Golden State.
All right, go ahead, Tay.
I feel like any team can get beat at any given day. So I'm not going to say they can't beat them, because any team could get beat, just like the Lakers could get beat. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really say they can't beat them, because like I said, any team can be beat. As far as right now, if they come out playing like how they finished the season, I don't know. If they come out swinging like that, there's going to be a lot of teams that's not going to beat them. So it's like I'm 50-50 with that. So I'm not going to say they can't beat them, because there's a possibility that they can beat them. So that's my thoughts on it.
All right, we're going to go with Chase. What you think?
Yeah, I think Milwaukee can beat them. I think Giannis would have to have a really good game, and they got to step up zone defense to make sure that like Brett was saying, they're not getting those. Steph's not getting those step up threes. So I think they can beat them most definitely.
All right, the main man of the hour, Fred. What you got up on this question?
Whoa.
He's right. Come on, man. Like we sit up here talking about who's gonna guard Golden State. Who's gonna guard Giannis? I mean, let's not be disrespectful to him. We're talking about a guy that is of a freak of nature, a guy that Draymond can't guard Giannis. And Chris Middleton healthy. I mean, hey, bro, the question should be, can Golden State beat Milwaukee? Because I believe Milwaukee have what it takes. They have defenders, they have wings, they have 3-and-D guys. Yes, when they have Drew Holiday, that's going to be chasing Steph Curry all over around. We know how he get down on defense. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say a good thing with a good advantage Milwaukee would have over Golden State is they like to go small. And if you go small against Milwaukee, that makes Giannis the tallest one on the court. So there isn't anybody to really stop him at the rim. Kevon Looney improved, he's been improving, but he doesn't have the skill to really contest Giannis or stop him at the rim either. So I think that would be the biggest challenge for Golden State is how do you protect the rim and build that wall against Giannis? I think Dre would do a good job because he is a DPOI. He has some of the best defensive instincts I think any of us have ever seen. But even with him, I still think that's a tough challenge. Wiggins has improved greatly on that end too.
All right, gotcha. All right. Who's the best coach in the NBA as of right now? Who's the best coach in the NBA? Fred, I'm gonna let you go up on this one. Who's the best coach in the NBA right now?
So it isn't going to determine on team success because they haven't won in a while or haven't had a good season. But I mean, I'm hating the narrative, especially by Stephen A. I understand Tyronn Lue and all that, but because Stephen A. said this summer that Tyronn Lue is better than Greg Popovich, and I disagree.
I disagree with that 1,000%.
And Ty Lue is a good coach, but the things that Greg Popovich have done, the championships that he's won, let's not forget. Look at the teams that Spurs team had to beat. They beat really tough teams that was really good. Greg Popovich is well known by developing guys that was not meant to be superstars, but he turned them into stars. Look at the Manu Ginobilis, the Tony Parkers of the world, the Tim Duncans, the Kawhi Leonards of the world. I'm gonna still go Greg Popovich. I mean, he's still coaching. I'm still giving him respect. I love Pop. I love what that man stands for. I love that man when he represents for the game of basketball. And until that man retires, nobody can be better than Greg Popovich, in my opinion. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I have for Greg Popovich the greatest coach of all time over Phil Jackson.
I definitely agree with you up on that. The team that he had last year, nowhere near good, but they made the play-in tournament, so that's good enough for me to keep Pop as long as he had coaching in this league, the best coach, the best coach, and the greatest coach of all time. Chase, who you got? Who you got as the top coach in the NBA as of right now?
I mean, it's really hard to argue with Freddie on that one. I mean, I'm not even going to. You know, as far as I mean, there's a lot of guys, in contention. Ty, you know, Monty Williams. But I mean, at the end of the day, like Pop is that guy. Now I don't think he's the greatest coach of all time. But I'm not gonna. Like I said, it's subjective and it's debatable. Like as long as it's Pop, I won't argue against it because I like Pop a lot. So,
All right, Tay Rock, who you going with, Pop?
You already know I'm going with Pop.
I already know he's gonna take Pop.
Yeah, you already know you ain't gotta ask me. I'm already on that. That's my team thick and thin. You know, I don't shy away from my team. We losing.
Hey, Rick, you need to tell me thank you for keeping it real.
Yep. Brett, who you got? Who's the best coach in the NBA right now?
So yeah, I feel like number one just has to be Pop, but I want to give an honorable mention too to Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr. To me, what they do, like no matter what team you give to Eric Spoelstra, he'll find a way to make it into the playoffs. So to me, that's impressive. He's built a great culture there, and Kerr. What impresses me about him is he's not scared to make the right adjustment. For example, after game one of that Celtics series last year, he saw that, Iggy didn't play particularly well. We didn't see him the rest of the series. And a lot of coaches won't do that. We saw that against the Celtics in the Milwaukee series. George Hill wasn't playing well, and Bud just decided to ride him anyway. But to me, that's what the difference between a good coach and a great coach. A great coach like Kerr, he's going to make that adjustment, and which is why he is a 4-time champion as coach.
So, I mean, I got a question that I want to ask everybody, but like, we're going to stick to the Steve Kerr situation. So, do you believe it's the Warriors' talent or his coaching ability? Because some people, when you ask some people, they're going to say it's the talent that he was given. But if you put him on the Knicks, say if you put him on the Knicks, do you think he turns the Knicks organization around? If you put him on the Knicks, a team that's not with a Kevin Durant, not with a Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Chase, I'm gonna come to you first. Do you think he will be as good of a coach to turn the Knicks around?
my bad. I don't. I like Steve Kerr a lot. But I mean, look at what he's had: Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant. Like, I like him a lot, man. But it's really hard to go. It's really hard to give Kerr his flowers when dude you've had one of the most talented teams in the history of baseball or basketball underneath you. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the talent.
All right, Tay Rock.
I'm going to say a little bit of both because you can have all the talent in the world, you can have bad coaching. So I'm gonna say it's a little bit of both, but I don't know if Steve Kerr can turn the Knicks around because you have to have a certain type of talent to turn the team around. I don't know if they have that all the talent that they need to turn it all the way around. I think they're missing a piece. If Julius Randle can step it up, and Brunson and all of them can step it up, but I think they need that dominant. They need another dominant scorer to help them out because look what happened in the first round of playoffs when they made it. Boom, the second round they just got destroyed. Like it was just like they was like gas. So they don't have that player that can like close the games for them right now. So if they get that piece and then you see it, then Steve Kerr put his magic on it, then probably so. But as far as right now, I don't believe that.
All right, go ahead, Brett.
So I think Tyrock made a good point. You need a certain amount of talent. Like all your good to great coaches, they all need a certain amount of talent to execute their game plan. So it is partially talent, that's true, but I think we got to give our flowers to Kerr because we got to remember Mark Jackson had the same team and they were a second round exit to the Clippers. He took a second round exit team the next year and took them to the finals. So to me, he's already shown he can elevate a team from good to elite when he took the team, like I said, the same exact constructed team that Jackson had, and he took them to the finals. So, yeah, no, I do think he has had a lot of talent involved. Won't deny that, but at the same time, too, it's very easy to see that he has tons of talent as a head coach as well.
Yeah, but I mean, I definitely can agree, but I believe Mark Jackson got a raw deal up on that too. I didn't believe they gave him too much time to work with that team, but he did get them to the playoffs and he did develop Klay Thompson and the talent that he had. You can argue that, but like I say, I just want to get everybody points up on that. So we're going to keep it more into the NBA. I know some of you guys, we are not college guys at this point, but we're gonna do this. Top 8 Eastern Conference teams in the Eastern Conference playoff teams. If you can give me your top 8, if you got to take some time to write down a list, that's fine. But top 8 Eastern Conference teams. If you ready to go, Brett, I'm gonna start with you. Who do you got as the top 8? And if you want to throw a couple play-in teams in there, you could, but just top 8 Eastern Conference.
So things like this, I don't really name in order because to me, necessarily the team to beat could be a veteran team that's resting star players.
You can just give me 8. Just give me 8 that you think that you know that's gonna make the playoff, that you trust that's gonna make the playoff. Just give me 8. You don't have to put them in order. Just give me 8.
Okay, so Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Atlanta. I'm trying to think. Sorry, give me 1 second. I have trouble sometimes remembering things off the top of my head, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the standings so I can remember. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So, yeah, the Raptors, I think, are good. They have a bunch of 6'7" switchable guys. That the Bulls, I don't see them. There'd be a play-in team, I think. Brooklyn, I think they'll easily make it. Miami, yeah, they'll make it as well. Miami, Boston, yep. Even with their dysfunction, I think they'll make it too. I think that was 8.
Tay-Rock, who you got top 8 East? You can just give me 8. You don't have to name them from order. You can just give me 8. Or if you want to give them in order, you can just give me 8.
I got Milwaukee, Miami, Philadelphia, Boston. I think Chicago will make it right before the play-in. That's Chicago, Atlanta, Brooklyn. I said Philadelphia, right? I said Philadelphia, right? Oh, all right. Brooklyn and who am I missing? Missing a team. Who am I missing? You know what? I'm gonna go with a sleeper team. I'm gonna throw in the Knicks for a play-in tournament.
All right. Chase, who you got, man?
I know. I gotta remember to hit that.
Yeah, you good.
My bad. Hey, all right. So I've got Milwaukee. I've got Boston. Philadelphia, obviously. Brooklyn. How many is that? 5? Is that 5? Okay. Toronto. I'm gonna take Toronto. And then I'll take Chicago. And then that's 7, right? That's 7. Okay, cool. Then my dark horse pick is Indiana, the Pacers.
All right, I can allude to that part right there. So we got the power rankings that came out this morning. So give each and every one of you chance to I'm gonna put Damo. But if y'all feel like y'all want to swap a team out, who would y'all put over that team? I'm gonna let y'all go one by one. So the power rankings that they gave, we got Milwaukee 1. They got Milwaukee as the best team in the NBA. I don't know where this source come from, but they got Milwaukee as the best team in the NBA. The Warriors 2, Clippers 3, Sixers 4. You got Boston Celtics 5. You got the Mavericks 6, Heat 7, Memphis 8, 9, Phoenix 10, the Brooklyn Nets 11, Denver Nuggets. You got the 12 is Minnesota, 13 is Cleveland. You got Pelicans 14, Raptors 15, Lakers 16. So Brett, I'm gonna start with you. Who would you change on the list? Who would you change on the list? Who would you move up and who would you move down? Is there any problem with this list that you got that I just named?
Overall, I think it's a pretty good list. It's looking at it right now. Bucks and Warriors, I think, are the teams to beat. The Clips are solid. The 76ers, I'm on the fence about them being at 4. I think we can put the Celtics above them. Maybe slide them closer to the bottom. Okay. Not like the bottom, but like somewhere in that 6 to 8 range. But overall, I think it's a fine list.
All right. Tay-Rock, you okay with the list?
I got a phone call on my phone from my job. I'll be right back.
All right. So, Tate, you okay with the list? Or who would you move backwards or down?
I'm gonna leave that list alone. I'm gonna leave that list alone.
All right. So we gonna go back to the NFL part of things. The two most disappointing teams in the NFL. I'm gonna start with you, Chase.
The most disappointing?
Yeah, that in your eyes.
I would say I'm gonna go with Cleveland and Oakland, or I mean Vegas.
Okay.
Just because, actually, you know what? I won't pick on Vegas. I think everybody kind of knows. I'm more than willing to admit I have a bias against Vegas. Like I said, if I got to run over a possum or a Raiders fan, I'm running over a Raiders fan. Yeah, I'm committing manslaughter. You got me on video saying that. So, but so let's go. We'll go Cleveland and Arizona.
All right.
Arizona. I mean, obviously, we're still very early, but I think the offseason and kind of going in, there was a lot of discussion about Kyler Murray, and I thought Kyler Murray was going to come out and play fairly, kind of cement his place, kind of show everybody up, and I think that. I think he hasn't done well so far. So those are my two picks, Arizona and Cleveland.
All right, Brett, go ahead. What you got?
Yeah, that's honestly, Chase over there, he kind of stole mine too as well. Arizona and Cleveland, they both just been very disappointing so far. I'd have to agree with that.
All right, so this is a question. So the Raiders piggyback off those part of things. Do y'all believe it's a? Do you believe it's a Josh McDaniel thing, Derek Carr thing, Patrick Graham, who's the defensive coordinator for the Raiders, or why they're 3-1? So Chase, I'm gonna let you go last because I know, like you said, you don't you in the same division, so you supposed to not like the Raiders. I respect that. You're supposed to not like them. You're supposed to crap on them anytime you see it. I do that all the time. If the Colts and Jaguars like Tennessee, that I've been saying Tennessee is fraudulent. I've been saying that all along. I didn't think they won the Super Bowl last year. So go ahead, Brett. Go ahead, Brett. What you think is the issue for the Raiders, or why they're not off to a good start? What you think is the issue?
I think when a team starts out 1-3 like this, you kind of got to put the blame all around. The play calling hasn't always been ideal, but at the same time, for example, I've seen plenty of plays with the Raiders where Davante Adams is, like, for example, getting that separation. He's getting open, and Carr's just not seeing him. So, Josh Jacobs, he's looked good. He's averaged, I think, about 3.5, 4 yards a carry. But to me, it's just kind of an issue in the passing game that they got to work out, whether it's Carr's just got to look Davante's way more, but yeah, I think as soon as that passing game picks it up, I think that they could potentially turn it around. That defense is rough, but I think they can figure it out.
All right, so we got the man that hate the Raiders, Chase. What you think? What you think about it? I can't wait to hear this one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I hate the Raiders, but I'm just not a fan of what the front office has done. I was a very big Derek Carr supporter. I still think Derek Carr is talented. I would take Derek Carr over. I'd have to, before I say that, I'd have to look, but there's quite a few quarterbacks in the NFL that I would take Derek Carr over. And I just feel like as an organization, Mark Davis, since his father passed away, Mark Davis has not done enough to help build around to Derek Carr. Now you've got Davante Adams, and now it's kind of, I don't want to contradict myself, but now you've got Davante Adams, and now Derek Carr is not able, like Brett was just saying, there's been times where Adams has been open and Derek Carr can't see it, and he can't get him the ball. So, they've got the weapons and the defense. They've got two studs on that defensive line. I'm a huge Max Crosby fan. Unfortunately, he plays for the wrong team. But I mean, that dude's nasty. I mean, like, I'm not that type of guy, but like if I was walking down the sidewalk at night and I saw Max Crosby, like, bro, I'm going the other way. Like, I'm not, like, that's a bad dude right there. And so it is unfortunate because, like, like Freddie said, other than the Chiefs and the Chargers, like, that division is not as good as we all thought it was going to be in June or July when a lot of these offseason moves happened. And especially the Raiders. The Raiders are a huge disappointment because Davante Adams, Derek Carr, and one thing, all that stuff, you expect them to do things. And here's the biggest reason why they have the talent, but they are massively disappointing, because the front office went out and got a guy like Josh McDaniels instead of keeping in-house the guys that built I can't remember his name last year. He was the defensive coordinator who got promoted to head coach last year.
You talking about Rich Bisaccia?
Yes.
He was special teams coordinator. He was
special teams. Okay, yeah. And instead of sticking with him and going, because he had built chemistry and he had built,
and the players respected him. The players respected him a lot.
Yep. You bring in a guy who, like I said, looks really good under Bill Belichick, but when he's outside of Bill Belichick, now granted, I get that Josh McDaniels was a head coach over 10 years ago. I understand. That's fine. But still, like, there's a reason why those guys that come out of New England are coordinators and not head coaches. I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times during this show. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, the show me state. Show me something different. And what I've seen is Brian, who was Houston's head coach? Dante?
Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien, Romeo Crennel, Todd Haley, and Josh McDaniels. All coordinators or assistant coaches.
Matt Patricia.
Exactly.
Yep.
All coordinators and all assistant coaches of former head coaches of New England. And you've brought them in to be head coaches, and it's not successful. And Raiders fans, I'll give Raiders fans the benefit of the doubt. Like, they are as annoying, if not more annoying, than Cowboys fans. But they travel well, and they're all over the country.
Yep.
And you've got a large fan base like that is expecting great things. You moved them out of their home state where they were. You put them in Vegas. You build this absolutely beautiful stadium that is, it's over $1 billion. I haven't been inside of it, but I've seen the outside and, obviously the footage. It's gorgeous. Yep. So Raiders faithful are expecting big things from this team, and you've dropped the ball, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better.
Yep.
Because Josh McDaniels is under the helm. So, like I said, I would like to say that is my analyst, but I probably would say the same thing even if they hired, even if they brought in Bill Belichick and brought in Tom Brady to be the quarterback. I still would probably say the same thing, but that's my issue with the Raiders.
Yeah, if we forgot one more thing, one more person too that wasn't successful, who got fired in his first year. We talking about Joe Judge, became a head coach for the Giants. It didn't work out for him. So out of these teams that are 1-3, if you had a chance to pick one of these teams, who would you pick? In the Saints, you got the Lions and Patriots who's playing this week. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who would you take at 1-3? Who would you take? You got the Commanders, you got the Panthers. Who would you take at 1-3? If you guys had a choice, who would y'all go with at 1-3? Brett, who would you go with? If you had to take a team and say, I think this team can clean things up, who would you take?
Honestly, I think I'd have to go with out of all those teams, I think I'd have to go with the Steelers. And the reason is, to me, they have the best defense out of them all. But at the same time, too, they have Mike Tomlin on the sideline, who hasn't had a losing season in forever now. In fact, I don't know if he's ever had a losing season in Pittsburgh. So I feel like out of all of them, if I had to put my faith in one team, it's the Steelers. And a big reason for that is the guy on the sidelines for me.
I like that pick a lot, Brett. But to be different, I'm gonna say the Lions. I'm gonna say the Lions.
I love the Lions. I like them.
There is something about their head coach.
Yeah, Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell. Man, there is just something about him. He is just one of those guys that you root for.
Yeah.
I feel it coming. I feel like his job could potentially be on the line if they don't do well. Detroit is just one of those organizations that feel like they have to shuffle things around. It is unfortunate, but I think if they get into a rhythm, I think they could be all right. And like I said, I really like Dan Campbell, so I'll pick Detroit.
Man, I love that pick. I love the Lions, man. And Dan Campbell is a guy that everybody fights hard for when running through a brick wall for this guy, man. This guy has so much respect around the league as a coordinator, as a head coach. Remember the press conference when he was crying because of the team fought so hard for him. Man, that was. I mean, hey, man, I'm glad you brought that up, man. That team is a good football team, man. I believe that team is a good football team. I just like the way they fight for their head coach, man. You don't see many teams that would just run through a brick wall for their head coach. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on to this. So we're going to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. And like I say, Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. I think like I say, 100% agree with you. I think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I don't think Goff is better just because he's having a better season. I normally go by better overall player. That's just what I am. I don't judge the championships or anything. I judge just by better overall spectacular player alone. So again, Kansas City Chiefs, they wasn't picked to win this division. Most people were sold on the Raiders or the Chargers this year. So what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs, man? Why are they off to this good of a start, man, Chase? Why are they off to this good of a start? Why do they continue to prove people wrong?
Look, so I'll tell you exactly why. Because Patrick Mahomes is him, and because they discredit him with Tyreek Hill. And I'll say this as a Chiefs fan, I think trading away Tyreek Hill was the best thing the Chiefs could do. Because there's always that meme. I don't know if you know, in Kansas City we saw the meme all the time where it was F it, Tyreek is down there somewhere. Well, Tyreek ain't down there no more. So it's forcing him to say that Patrick Mahomes is not overly talented is just asinine. You're not watching the games, you're not watching the same thing that everybody else is watching. Patrick Mahomes would be this talented on another team. Would he have the same success? No. But would he be this talented? Yes. That's done and over with. Let's move on. So now that you've taken away that safety net that is Tyreek Hill, you're forcing him to use his talent for other things, and you saw it. That scramble play against the Buccaneers, where he did a jump shot to Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the end zone. That's Patrick Mahomes. That's a guy who's going to go out and do unorthodox things and crazy things and just make you go, how did he make that happen? How? No other quarterback could do those things. So that's why the Chiefs are off to a good start. They've got a young, good defense. They've got a young, good defense front seven. That front seven is going to look nasty. They drafted that Greek kid in the first round, George Karlaftis, who's just a nasty, grungy individual. You put some tattoos on that dude, and that's Mason Crosby. You put some tattoos on that young kid, and that's exactly who you got is Mason Crosby. So he's a young kid, and it's interesting to see him. Frank Clark, I'm not sold on it yet, but supposedly Frank Clark says he stopped drinking and he's slimming down. And he looks a little better this year. But man, I need Frank Clark to hit a quarterback a few more times to be worth the money that we paid for him. So, but yeah, the defense is young. Which, as they continue to build chemistry on that, you'll see. But the great start that the Chiefs are under is because of that offense. And so much so that when the loss to the Colts, you saw there was a lot of friction with that offense. A lot of, people got to understand that Patrick Mahomes is still young. He's still a young quarterback. Patrick Mahomes needs to play quarterback and not call the plays, and you need to let Eric Bieniemy or Andy Reid call the plays. So,
all right, so we're gonna go with Brent. What's going on, man? Why the Chiefs are so goddamn good?
So, yeah, I don't know if I have too much to add because I think Chase nailed it all.
Yep.
Because as long as you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, Mahomes being the best quarterback in the NFL right now, Reid's an offensive genius. Bellamy as well. He's great at, him and Reid combined call some great plays. So, yeah, I don't really have too much to add. That defense, even though they've had a lot of change, which I think it was Chase that called me out on that on Monday. I said there's a lot of continuity, not realizing how much change they had on that defense. There was a lot of overturn and new, young guys, and to me, that what that defense has been doing is impressive. But yeah, I think Chase nailed it.
Go ahead.
M85 in the chat said He corrected me. I did say Mason Crosby. I meant to say Max Crosby.
Yeah.
That's my bad. He was like, Mason Crosby, the kicker, and I was like, man,
I covered, you know what, Chase? I covered George Karlaftis throughout the whole draft process. And when the Chiefs got him and Trent McDuffie, that was great, dude. Trent McDuffie is a great cornerback. People don't know how great that dude was in college, man. That dude was really, really good. And he was having a good start until he got hurt. He was off to a good start, man. So I'm really impressed what Jordan Karlaftis and Trent McDuffie can do for you guys and help out that defense.
So I'm real big on Trent McDuffie too. I'm really, really upset that he got injured. He got injured on that shitty field that that Arizona has.
Yeah,
and that's ridiculous. I think they said that we had 2 major injuries that game, and then I think they said over the past 3 years they've had 17 players get injured on that field. So we lost our kicker that game, and we lost Trent McDuffie. But the other kid I want to highlight on the defense, and he's kind of been rotating out because we have Willie Gay, who is suspended for 4 games for breaking his baby mama's vacuum cleaner.
Wow.
Yep. 4 games. Wow. I don't. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it.
You got the league. The league has had issues with young men in this league, domestic assaulting. Let's bring up who was that player for the Cowboys that went to the UFC where he could legit beat up people? Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy. Yeah.
Greg Hardy, who assaulted a woman and all that other stuff. And you've got a guy like Willie Gay who can't see his kid. He goes in and gets into a confrontation with his baby mama because she won't let him see his son. And instead of assaulting her, he breaks her vacuum cleaner, and the police get called. And the NFL suspends Willie Gay for 4 games. Make it make sense. But anyways, so with Willie Gay's absence, Leo Chanel, who was a 3rd-round pick for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I love this guy.
I love the dude, man. I wanted to take
my God.
In Wisconsin. I love
the draft,
dude,
at the draft after party. Mitch Holtis, who calls the Chiefs games on the radio, he asked Leo, he said, "What can Chiefs Kingdom expect from you?" And he grabbed the microphone and he said, "Violence and physicality." And boy, I'll tell you what, man, it was just one of those moments that resonated with me. I love that kid. So yeah, with Leo Chanel, Nick Bolton, who's a fucking stud, George Karlaftis, Chris Jones, those guys, that front 7 is nasty. If the Chiefs can clear up the defensive backs and the safeties, the defense will be just fine. I know M85 said that's a vandalism charge, and yes, it was a domestic situation the police were called in. I don't like the NFL's handling of it. I don't like 4 games. I think that's stupid. Like I said, when the NFL has sent messages about the young players in this league that have been exposed to domestic violence with their spouses, girlfriends, whatever, and then you've got a guy here who didn't assault anybody, who broke a vacuum cleaner, did less than $1,000 worth of damage, and you suspend him for 4 games, and you got, like I said, it doesn't make sense to me. I need the NFL to be consistent with their their punishments, and they're not, and it's very frustrating.
Man, I love that damn dude, Leo Chanel. I used to pick him all the time in my damn mock drafts. I used to get an A up on that dude. In the 2nd round, I love that man, bro. That dude is nice, bro.
Yeah.
So right now, who's the best team in the NFL? Brett, who's the best team in the NFL right now? As of right today, who you got as the best team in the NFL?
Through 4 weeks?
For right now. For only right now.
For right now, I think that the Eagles have looked fantastic. Their run game's clicking. Their passing attack is clicking. Their defense has looked good. I don't know. I don't think that'll last. I think there are teams that are better than them, but as of right now, I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles.
My guy Chase.
I'm not going to say the Chiefs. I'm going to agree with Brett. The Philadelphia Eagles have looked complete overall. I'm very impressed with them. As far as the best team in the league right now, 4 weeks
Okay,
in,
go ahead.
it's got to be the Philadelphia Eagles.
Definitely agree 1000%. But say if you put them on the same, we all know what happened last year. You put the Chiefs and you put the Eagles on the same field, the Chiefs were able to prevail. But now it's different when you got AJ Brown. Who are you taking in this matchup with AJ Brown with a running game and a healthy Eagles squad and an improved Jalen Hurts? Who are you taking on the same field? Who are you taking now?
You said, are we taking Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown over who?
No, if you have to line them up right now, if you have to line the Eagles up right now with the Chiefs, who are you going to take with the AJ Brown, and a healthy Miles Sanders? If you have to line them up right now, who are you taking? Which two teams are you taking? Which one are you taking?
Oh, so part of me wants to say the Eagles, and the fact is, not only is it AJ Brown, but Devontae Smith has looked like an absolute problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's going up and high pointing these footballs. He's making these spectacular catches. He's been a hard cover along with AJ Brown, and I think that's kind of what's made this Eagles attack so explosive. It's not we just have one guy this year. Like last year, they had Devontae Smith, and then it was like number 2 was like Nelson Aguilar who couldn't hold on to the ball. But this year, it's okay. Now we have Dallas Goedert, we have Devontae Smith, we have AJ Brown. But at the end of the day, I do just believe that the Chiefs overall are a better team in the long run. And I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes ever. Dude can't stay away from an NFC championship game and Super Bowl. So in a one game situation, I think that I would pick the Chiefs.
If the Chiefs were playing the Eagles Monday, I would have a hard time picking the Chiefs just because with Devonta Smith and AJ Brown, I don't feel like the Chiefs have the defensive backs right now with Trent McDuffie being injured. The young kid Watson, who has come in and done a fantastic job of filling in, but I think the Eagles would expose that. If it was a Week 5 matchup with the Chiefs and the Eagles right now on Monday night, I would have a hard time picking the Chiefs. I would go with the Chiefs, obviously, but it would be a hard pick.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with that. That's like I was thinking if both teams are fully healthy, then I would go Chiefs. Yeah. But I definitely agree with that. If they're playing like tomorrow with injuries and everything, then yeah, I'll take the Eagles. But fully healthy, give me the Chiefs.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we got a couple more topics. We're gonna get up out of here. We have some interesting news from Indianapolis. GM said, "Hey, Frank Wright is on the hot seat. Matt Ryan is on the hot seat. If nothing doesn't get turned around." All right, what you guys think about that? Chase, give me your thoughts on that. They about to get ready to blow it up in a minute.
This is weird to me, man. And I don't want to drag this out, but I want to give some insight on this on why I believe this. There are high school teams with kids playing that are trying to make it to the college, make it to the collegiate level. And out of all the collegiate athletes that are playing in football right now, hundreds, thousands of people playing collegiate level football, only 53 times 32 are going to get selected to the NFL. That's how complex the NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why it's silly for guys like us to think we know what it takes to be successful in the NFL. Like that's how rare it is to make it to the NFL. So as a general manager or an owner, I think it is asinine for you to go, oh yeah, if we're going to sign this QB and he's going to turn our franchise around in one season.
Yep.
How unlikely is that? So, or we're going to put Matt Ryan in a place to help be successful for this franchise. Matt Ryan has been there 2 seasons.
Yep, just one season. This is one season.
Yeah, 1 season. So, if Matt Ryan's on the hot seat already.
Yep.
Come on, guys.
Frank Wright. They said Frank Wright. Matt Ryan is on the hot seat. Nothing gets turned around.
So you're gonna flush your organization and restart again and expect something good to happen. Hey, I guess if you hit the reset button so many times, you'll strike gold. But come on.
Well, it's so many years. You should have got a quarterback. You should have tried to develop a quarterback where you didn't have to go through this stage. You didn't have to go through a 1 year with Phillip Rivers and the Matt Ryan and the Carson Wentz. You still trying to figure it out at the quarterback position where you could have just probably developed the quarterback. I mean, I believe they got one right now who had a great preseason in Sam Ellinger. I believe they got one right now that they could develop. I just think they so stuck in the mode of want to compete and contend. I don't know what's going on with Indianapolis, but yep. You keep finish what you were saying.
I was just saying, like, if they keep hitting this reset button, and you can't give I don't care how much of a veteran he is, you can't bring one guy in every year and expect to strike gold with this. This is ridiculous. This is why organizations like Detroit, Cleveland, organizations like that with owners and GMs, owners specifically, who are like, oh, I expect you to get it done in 365 days. Like, whoa, this is not how this works, man. Like I said, this is complex. So complex to the point of all these tens of thousands of kids that are playing collegiate football, and you get down to a 53-man roster with 32 teams. That's how rare it is to make it to the NFL. So you expect these guys to flip the system around like that. It's not realistic. And you can, like I said, you hitting the reset button like that turns you into an organization like the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions.
Yep. So Brett, what you think about that situation? The Colts, we got Frank Wright, Matt Ryan. If nothing gets turned around, they are on the hot seat. What you think about that situation?
Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. You can't just keep having a quarterback play for 1 year. That doesn't work. Let's hop to the next one. That doesn't work. So I think the quarterback hopping like year after year has hurt them tremendously. So I think the issue too with that is I don't think Matt Ryan should be on the hot seat. He's only been there for 4 games. You're not going to learn everything about a system and everything in one offseason in 4 games. That's really hard to do. But at the same time, if you're going to get rid of, if you're going to fire the coach, you might as well clean house and get rid of the quarterback too. You might as well. And to me, the only reason that is you have Matt Ryan learn this new system this year, and you're mediocre. So you fire the coach. You have him, all of a sudden he has to learn a brand new system next year, and that leaves you in this mediocre spot where you're not good enough to get that high pick, but you're also not good enough to do anything in the playoffs if you make it there. So as much as I don't think Matt Ryan should be on the hot seat, because I do like him as a quarterback, if you fire the coach, I think it would just be best at that point to hit the reset button completely. It's hard for me to say, but it's just a whole organizational failure as well, top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to chalk it up to. I mean, we're 4 weeks into the season, and you're talking about hot seats already. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
this is what this is the fans of Indianapolis coming down on the Colts organization, and the owner and the GM are trying to lay blame on somebody else. Yeah. You're 4 weeks in, and you're talking about hot seats. You need to win a damn game. Yeah, and you're talking about hot seats. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. But so one more topic, we're gonna get up out of here. Give me a coach that could be fired in the mid-season during mid-season, or that's on the hot seat that can lose his job.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Josh McDaniels.
I knew that. I knew that was coming.
And it's so fitting, and it fits the Raiders so perfectly. You go out and you spend all that money on Devontae Adams, and you've got all this money wrapped up in the organization. I could see Raiders faithful coming down so hard on Mark Davis that Mark Davis pulls the plug and fires Josh McDaniels. I absolutely could see it. It would be the most Raider thing that would happen. And then that little boy that came in yelling at Freddie earlier could come on here and be like, "But we fired Josh McDaniels mid-season. That's why we didn't make the playoffs."
I knew he was gonna say something like that. I knew that was gonna shock me at all. It'll be funny if it did happen, bro. It'll be funny if it did happen, though. It's just hard to believe, but if it happened, hey, you just never know with this league. It can happen. It's not out of the question. Give me your answer, Brett. Give me your answer.
So, funny enough, that Josh McDaniels is actually a good one because I could see that happening as well. Yeah. In all reality, I think another good one is Nathaniel Hackett of the Broncos. He hasn't shown anything that he knows much about just game management. I watched that first Seahawks game against the Seahawks. End of the game, 50 seconds left, 3 timeouts. He burns like 20, 30 seconds off the clock. He's calling a timeout. Like, what are you doing? To me, that's just basic game management. And when you don't have that, how far can you really take that team as a head coach? You got the Broncos trying to win now and a rookie quarterback who doesn't even know when to call this timeout. So, to me, I could see them making a switch, maybe try to go get somebody like Sean Payton who's been there before.
Yo, he's the only coach I know that will burn every time out in one quarter. He's the only coach I actually know that will burn the time out in one single quarter. And that was terrible clock management that was against Seattle. Plus, it don't help you when your running backs are putting the ball on the ground at the goal line. And then to call let 30 seconds run off the clock and just to kick a 54-yard field goal where you could at least got 5 yards when your offense put up together 400 total yards of offense, was moving the football to the 2 fumbles. But I'm gonna take Matt Rule from the Carolina Panthers. I think he can be fired during the midseason. I think his time is up. They did get Baker Mayfield, which is not working right now. Sam Darnold showed spurts last year of 3-0, and then he came back to earth. He came back to the quarterback. We all know with the New York Jets. It was just an overall dumpster fire. You got weapons. You got LaVisca Chenault. You have DJ Moore, who's an underweighted wide receiver. Christian McCaffrey, he has played a lot this year. He has been playing this year, but he just can't seem to get everything going together. So I think Matt Rule can be fired if during midseason. I got him fired during midseason, not after the season. During the season, I think he can be fired. I think he can be fired during the season. And Mike McCarthy, if the Cowboys don't get anywhere, they also a good start. Mike McCarthy can be fired after the season. So I mean,
I don't think. Yeah, I like the Nathaniel Hackett pick, Brett, but I don't think Denver's going to do that midseason, and I don't think Jerry Jones. I know Jerry Jones is not going to do it midseason.
Yeah, he's going to do it after the season.
He'll wait till Black Monday.
I think the Raiders were the best one when you add in, factor in
that was hilarious.
But yeah, I think the Broncos will fire Hackett. It's just going to be like you guys said after.
Yep.
I can see the Jets. I can see the Jets and Carolina firing a head coach midseason.
Yep.
And Denver, man, it's funny. I'll be honest with you. I think the only reason Nathaniel Hackett got that job was because they were convinced that Nathaniel Hackett was going to talk Aaron Rodgers into coming. And I'm serious. I think, and I think that they had a price tag in mind for Aaron Rodgers, and they paid that price for Russell Wilson. I think it was an oh shit moment. I think when Nathaniel Hackett came in, I think they sat in that negotiation room when he was negotiating his contract. I think he not promised, but I think he was like, I could. There's a pretty good chance I could get Aaron Rodgers to come to Denver and be the next quarterback of the Denver Broncos. And they were like, let's do it. And when Nathaniel Hackett didn't deliver, they were like, oh shit, we got to go get a quarterback. We were gonna give this up for Aaron Rodgers, but let's go ahead and give it up for Russell Wilson. And yeah, it's not looking good in Denver right now.
Not at all. So been a great morning show, fellas.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody from the Sports Empire.
Thank God.
Hey,
Thank God Freddie left the show, man. Because I tell you, I don't take blood pressure medication, but I'm about to if I gotta be on a show with Freddie Henderson all the time, I'm gonna have to start. I'm partners with him over at Sports Empire. I didn't know he was like that.
Hey,
we're gonna have to. Freddie and I are gonna have to have a meeting on one-on-one because I can't be talking all that shit all the time.
Man, Freddie
spewing stuff out like
every single day. He start every single day. You guys be
the only thing. The only thing I see is Freddie gets a lot of heat for being a LeBron fan, and I like LeBron. I think I hate the GOAT conversation. The GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be GOATs.
GOATs.
Yeah. Or the greatest of all time. I don't think you can't stick one player on the top of a mountain and call them the greatest of all time because the game has evolved, in all aspects, all sports. So, I always back up Freddie with the LeBron thing. But man, if I'd have known he was talking out his ass all the time like that, we might have to rethink some things. Might have to negotiate a new contract over there at Sports Empire because I don't know if publicly I want to be seen with a guy like that.
So good morning, show fellas. Tell the people where they can follow you at, Chase. Man, tell everybody where they can follow you at.
Absolutely, guys. My social media tag is at CRmedia1988. You guys can follow me on all forms of social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I mainly do professional wrestling. My dabble into Sports Empire has been I have a Chiefs show, obviously, and that's where we kind of got picked up for Sports Empire was my wrestling content and my Chiefs stuff. So if you're a fan of professional wrestling and other sports, definitely go give a follow. I'm doing professional wrestling stuff 5 days a week. So definitely.
Brett?
You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Brett Gardipy. I also have a podcast, Gardy3. It's just GARDI with a 3 after it. And you can also find me at Brett the Sweat. And by the way,
Brett, take your thumb off your speaker on your phone.
Oh no. Sorry about that.
You're good.
Yeah, no, you can Facebook and Twitter at Brett Gardipy, and you can find me on you can find my podcast on Spotify and Anchor, Gardy3, and you can also find me on Twitch at Brett the Sweat.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. Sports Empire, Spotlight Sports Network, real sponsored by Fanatics and also SeatGeek. So if y'all want to go to the games, take 20% off your first purchase. Y'all know I'm everywhere. Y'all find me at Coach Dante 31 on Instagram, Coach Dante on Facebook, Coach Dante on YouTube. I'm always busy. I'm doing the play-by-play Lakers and Suns tonight. So it's been a great morning show. Nice to meet Chase. Fun to talk to Brett about sports. Definitely we're going to do it. We're going to be having a morning show tomorrow. So everybody have a great day. Have a great rest of your day. And Coffee and Sports in the Morning is signing off. Have a great day, y'all. Peace out, you guys.